What's up, Pablo, man? How you doing?
Good seeing you, man. Really good.
So, yeah, you told me you moved, man. Where exactly are you living right now?
So, moved to the middle of the desert, out in the Mojave Desert. Still here in California, not in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's closer to like Lancaster area on the outsides of Lancaster, but more closer to like outside of the desert. So, I would say
Oh,
like
okay. I
east
see.
of Lancaster. Then you got Mojave, and I live in California City,
Okay.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the city.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
California City,
California
California.
City.
I thought it was a joke when I saw California City. I'm like, oh shit, where's that at? It's
Yeah.
California, dude. But fucking far, there ain't nothing like right here. I miss coming around here in these little areas because you got a lot of shit to do, a lot of shit to eat.
Yeah.
Over there, I mean, California City, I think it has two stoplights, man. And you got the McDonald's you got right there. It's like a little burger spot. And now they opened a spot called Rivas, and it's pretty good shit, pretty good Mexican food.
Okay.
But nothing like coming around town and really fucking as soon as I come over here, bro, I feel my fucking weight going up for sure. Mexican food, everything, everything's around here. So
Yeah.
it's definitely missed.
So everything's all limited over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So come out here and you definitely got to take advantage of all the foods and all the goodies, all the local shit that, is missed for sure.
Yeah.
So what's up with you, man?
I mean, not much, man. Just still playing guitar, but not as much as I want to. But
Never give
uh
it up, huh? Hell
I mean, I
no.
just try to find the time for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
It's a whole different thing when you're an adult and kids and all that shit. So.
yeah, I mean, I'm still working on some music. It's just like I told you earlier. I think I'm gonna buy a bass and just add more of a real bass sound to the because I was using the MIDI keyboard and like
Yeah.
the MIDI keyboard with the virtual instruments is it's only so you can only do so much. I mean, it still sounds okay, but I think a real bass would really put more feel into it,
Yeah.
and it'll
You
fill
get a little
the
bit more
little
natural shit.
gaps. Yeah, for
Right, right.
sure.
Well, you're a guitarist, so you can definitely. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
bass. Even when it's like natural, when it comes from a fucking machine or a box. But
yeah,
we all know that coming from a bass from an old studio would definitely sound better than something improvised off of somebody else's computer. So good shit, man.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
The
That's
bass is
for
always
the
a good way to
most
go.
part. Yeah. So you're telling me, what did you say? Oh yeah, about your job. Um, so like it's all like about solar panels, or
So I'm still working right now, actually, as we speak. We got a call earlier as we were hanging out and chilling, and all of a sudden, calls going off. But yeah, so what we do is so the company that we work for is called Berkshire and Hathaway,
yeah.
and these guys have a bunch of solar fields that involve selling their energy to SoCal Edison.
Okay.
So I mean, I was always looking into like jobs when I was younger and like looking for something that was going to be solid, and later in my years, I figured that you can never go wrong with selling energy to people. So people are going panels, and going solar, putting panels in their homes and whatever. So that was one of the things that I wanted to jump into almost like right away as soon as I moved out there because that's all there is to it. Solar fields and windmills and all kinds of other shit like that. So I
Okay.
jumped into it almost right away, and so what I do, I'm in the like the grading side of it. So we grade these grounds and we devegetate these grounds for solar fields to come over and start operating. Or when the solar field is already operatable, we go over and devegetate them and grade them out for whenever it rains. There's no gruts and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I have a crew of about 25. Originally, it was about 100 people in the beginning of the season. That was like in the March, April time of this year. But all of a sudden, when vegetation starts coming down, we got to get rid of people. Right now, my vegetation crew is about 25 people deep, and they're all really good workers. But yeah, essentially that's what we do. We just cover all these grounds, make sure that their maintenance are up to date. Some of us volunteer like on the off season to go over and like change oils or check oil samples, send them to like their particular, companies for them to get checked, make sure we're still operatable throughout the season. And it's a really good job. I mean, I haven't been out of a job in about 3 years, and it's pretty solid because everybody out there knows everybody, small town type of shit. So
Okay.
They see a lot of like the same faces, for a while, and you just get used to it.
Yeah.
We know each other by first name basis. It's all solar ranchers from different companies, and everybody else out there is very suitable for their job. Everybody likes their job. Everybody kind of like goes to education to try to operate some of those solar fields, and that's their goal. So when you see them working out there is like working 110%,
Yeah.
and it's very cool to see that kind of shit and jumping into a field like that. It kind of guarantees you a lot of shit. So that's one of the things that I went out there and did, and really enjoying it, man. I mean, it kind of gives out to, like I said, it's Sunday and it's about 3 o'clock, and I didn't really have a weekend because I was always making calls the whole time. So
Okay.
in other terms, like, yeah, I never leave my job, but it's cool because, like I said, it's guaranteed. So
So, so would you say you're kind of like on call or something? Like
so
pretty
I'm always on
much.
call.
Oh
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm the
Okay. Yeah.
manager of the
I get an
company.
idea.
Yeah, and the owner of the company is always like, he's really cool. My boss is super cool. Um, but like I said, I'm always on call for like small things to line up for new work. So it's always good to receive those calls, even if it's on the weekend. I'm not going to deny a call from my boss because
Yeah.
I know there's something behind it in terms of like moving around or money in general, just that. So
Okay.
good shit.
I was gonna ask you about the solar panels. So I think you mentioned there's like fields of them, and then is that are those solar panels for the houses, or is that for like a
No,
actual company, or how does that work?
that's a great question. When I first jumped into it and I saw solar, I figured I'd be jumping on top of roofs and people's homes, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, it's a Spider-Man shit,
I mean
but
that's what I think. I mean, you would put the panels on the house, right?
right, but actually, what it is, you have these solar fields that were essentially ranches back in the early 2000s, like operating ranches of grain, cattle. I mean, you can pull milk and cheese out of some of these places. There's still a couple out there operatable, but probably a handful, maybe like 10 of them. But in general, all that land, I'm this is a weird shit to talk about because everybody kind of like went extinct out of Rosemont and Willow Springs. And a lot of these companies that are buying these properties are buying properties that were like vacant for like 15, 20 years. And it looks like they still have like old C10 trucks, like work trucks and square body, from the early 80s. So somehow along the way, I think I did some research the other day. There was like a really bad seismic activity there. So big fucking earthquake,
Yeah.
and everybody dipped out of there, including, leaving their homes and belongings there. So a lot of the cars that you see out there, they're old as hell. And some of these new people that go out there and buy these properties are new people that, are trying to buy a home and stuff, but they buy everything together. And it looks like they're buying everything, including the old cars, barns, everything that was already in it. So it's pretty cool to see like everything coming back to life a little bit, but it's kind of like one of those like New Mexico type style project shit that you
Okay.
see, like, somehow along the way something happened there. But no, Rosemont is really cool. There's actually a racetrack around there. Like I said, we're doing a lot of, like, the solar maintenance and a lot of that shit. So there's a lot of, like,
Okay, you
yeah,
guys do the
newer
maintenance in that
projects and
area.
shit, yeah.
Oh, I
So,
see.
like I said, it's not about like, to answer your question, I know that a lot of people think, like, solar and all of a sudden you automatically think some shit on top of my roof to save money. And essentially it doesn't save shit for money because you still got to pay for it. You still got to pay the solar company somehow. And this year we ended up owing the company like 1,200 bucks, close to $1,300, and I don't even know how because they accumulate everything all year. But that's not what we do though. What we do is they have these ranches out there and they set up grids of thousands of panels around the mountain, and they fill up these valleys with solar batteries that get charged by the panels, and they sell that energy to SoCal Edison. So essentially, that's how you get your energy from those grids out there, because there's like big running fucking those aluminum towers that you see on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it runs and comes down to, charging those batteries over there for you to get the energy. Now, there's obviously, some here in Costa Mesa or like in the LA County that you're able to get, but the closest one, the Antelope Valley one. So the one that we're operating right now is Berkshire,
Yeah.
and we have another one that we're operating is called AVSR, the Antelope Valley Solar Ranch. And all those grids essentially give you guys your energy and all your
Oh, so you're saying a lot of it is coming from those
yeah,
grids.
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. So a lot of the stuff that you get from the local, domestic solar panels that you have on your roof, yeah, your battery charged, but a lot of the city stuff, is powered by that shit too. So you only get what you install on your house for your house,
Yeah.
but essentially somebody else gotta power everything else. It's
Um,
just what it is.
yeah, I think I heard, I don't know if I think it's Tesla. I think they have their own solar panels.
They have them out
Um,
there.
yeah, I saw a Joe Rogan episode, and he was talking about that, when he lived in LA, he asked about those panels, and apparently they couldn't install them, because they told him that his roof was at the wrong angle, so
Right,
it
right.
couldn't I I was I
Guy
mean,
does a lot of
is that
research, man.
bullshit, or is
No,
that
no, he
something?
does he does some research and a lot of it is legit. I mean, I don't watch a lot of his podcasts, but most of the shit that I've seen is pretty legit. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, that's what the company told him,
yeah,
that's the reason he couldn't get him.
it's kind of more of a private shit for like their own shit.
Yeah.
And I know some of the newer stuff that's out there, the newer solar grids are for Tesla. They got big Tesla
Oh,
fucking
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're actually there's it's a whole different type of system than we got because you got a CMA system, which I have no idea what it stands for, but it's a type of like an old type of inclining panel system. And then there's another one that's kind of stationary, which I'm not sure what it's called. But altogether, I mean, you have so many systems out there, newer solar companies and new innovations and new technology that you're not gonna bump into all the companies being the same. And Tesla's
Mhm.
one of them. That they're so far ahead of the game and all because I mean they're going to Mars, they probably got fucking solar panels already out there. So
I mean, it's a possibility, right?
these guys, I mean, these guys are smart. So yeah, they have a lot of that shit going on out there. Tesla, I did see a lot of the trucks pulling around, and I'm like, it's pretty impressed. Then again, everybody out there, that does a lot of the project is impressive what they do.
Yeah.
A lot of the old motors that I've seen out there are actually Mitsubishi motors. You believe that? Like the windmill motors on those things, they're fucking Mitsubishi motors. They're
Also, is that still a company? I thought
yeah, no,
they don't make cars anymore though,
well,
right?
I'm not sure about the car part. I haven't seen a new model
Yeah, me
Mitsubishi in a
neither. I'm just
while.
like, I thought that company didn't
He just
exist
dipped
though.
out after Fast and the Furious.
Dipped out.
But yeah, no, I did see a lot of those motors that are actually on stands, and they do have like those big fucking like tubes that run all the. I mean, they're towering over these mountains. There's like thousands of them, and some of them are old companies like I want to say like Toshobi or some shit like that. Some weird stuff.
Yeah.
But Mitsubishi is definitely on one of them. Like it's got the Mitsubishi little diamonds and whatever. And I mean, this thing runs fucking solar power, not solar, wind, because they're windmills.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
windmills.
yeah.
Okay.
So do the solar division. There's people that do the wind division too, and
Okay.
essentially all together they give out the good
Do
energy.
you
So
think they're little by little getting rid of the windmills, or is that something that's still
well, I mean,
more relevant?
that's still pretty strong out there. I mean, out here you don't see them very often because Long Beach, I mean, is like the most you get, and it's with the little oil wells, but that's like the most remote shit that you get out here. But then you start traveling to like Arizona, like the high desert, Palm Desert, I think they still run pretty strong on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The Antelope Valley, like I said, which is like, like part of LA still, but more on the Kern County side, they still got a lot of solar fields and a lot of the windmills. The windmills still running pretty strong. There's still
Oh, okay.
companies out there. If I'm not mistaken, Whirlwind is one of them. One of my buddies works at one of them, and he was trying to recruit me to go in there, but it's one of those things you got to know people to get in there. So I'm
Yeah, I figured, yes.
yeah, I'm
The
more
best way
known
to
in the
get in
solar
there.
fields and down in like the rat areas.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a valley desert type of guy instead of a mountain guy, and these guys kind of live up there. And the way that I look at it is because it's like in the Tehachapi Hills, and if you live up there, you get snowed in. You can still go to work, but if you live in Rosemont or the desert, you can't just go to work when it's snowed in. So they get a lot of people that live up there already.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of that has to do with that too. Depends where you live at. You can't just get a job and say, "Oh, can I just wait?" Well, where do you live? Well, I live here. Well, you're not gonna make it on a snowy day, so we're not gonna hire you. You know.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
So
it's
you
a lot of that shit. So when I moved out there, it was like, fuck, I gotta find something in town. Because
yeah.
out here, living in Mobile, we lived in Paris for a little while, and
Yeah.
then I moved to Moreno Valley. But everything around there, I mean, doesn't matter what you get stuck in traffic for like 35 minutes, whatever, and you still make it to work. Just make yourself some time.
Yeah.
Out there, you don't get the traffic, but everything's so distant, you know.
So you
So
you still have to get up early and
yeah, and
and
then you get
give
like the
yourself enough time.
right, right. the time, there's no traffic, but then you got the issues like nowadays. Right now, it's late days of November, and then you start getting snowed in. The other day, I went up there for
Oh,
the
so it does snow up there.
yeah, yeah. So we're in the desert. It may seem like it's cool, like right now, and it's nice and sunny, a little bit of clouds and overcast. But then you get to the attachment bounds, it's like fucking a whole different geography. You get snow, and you have like wildlife, cattle. It's pretty good shit out there. It's
Okay.
like it looks like Tennessee almost, like fucking like open area, and it's really enjoyable to go up there every once in a well, I go like twice a week, but I really take my time going through those hills because it's kind of treacherous.
Yeah.
But not just that, but it's a good scenery, man. It's a good spot to go over and check out the windmills, check out the new projects they got going on. A lot of development, fucking a lot of wildlife for sure.
Yeah.
So Antelope Valley, I guess they still have antelopes. I haven't seen one of them, but I've seen a lot of deer up there. I've seen a lot of foxes and coyotes.
Do is deer hunting allowed up there?
So I
Or is
guess
there areas right there?
there's
I mean, I'm assuming there's some open areas over there to hunt, right?
yeah, there's just like every county, they got areas where you're allowed to, and some seasons where you're not, and different structures of wherever you're at.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of big ass deer up there. I mean, just driving around on the side of the street or the road,
Yeah.
seeing like you got to stop because they go over the road and whatever. But they're pretty large, and I mean, it's really nice to see every once in a while because I mean, we live in the desert. You go to the Tehachapi Hills, it's a whole different structure, like I said,
Yeah.
and it's really nice to see. Oh shit, my kids enjoy it for sure.
Yeah,
So,
I know when I went up to Oregon, we went up to Washington. I saw a bunch of deer
oh
like on the
shit,
side of the road.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I saw this whole family, dude, just on the
That's
side of
cool.
the
Yeah,
freeway,
yeah.
and because you see, it's nothing but I'm not sure what national forest it is, but there's a bunch of pine trees everywhere. Because it's the Oregon area,
Yeah,
going
yeah.
up to Washington.
Damn.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the same thing, dude. It's like a different scenery. It's kind of cool too. You know, you see like it's a whole different vibe, dude.
You see a lot of shit that you don't see every day. I mean,
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
gonna see a deer out here for shit,
well,
you
I mean,
know?
even just going to a different state, like I mean, for me, I've been to a couple states already, but you kind of see the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Different geography, different
Yeah, just climate, just a lot of things are different.
even the shit that people wear out there, like, I don't know, I've seen people from Oregon, they wear, like, a lot of that hiking shit, and you come out here to SoCal and everybody's wearing, you know,
Fucking
some regular
sandals
yeah,
and
exactly.
fucking
They're definitely wearing bands and stuff. You won't see that stuff out there, though, because, I mean, you get a lot of that crazy vegetation and shit, and, I mean, I'm assuming, like, right now, everybody's wearing the poofy jackets and shit as we're wearing, like, a regular ass shit.
dude, when I went to Portland, man, well, it was when I was with that band Saint Blasphemous. We went on that tour. It was just like a small tour. We went to Portland, and usually, apparently, the sun never comes out. It like rarely comes out.
No
So
way.
we went there. The sun came out one day, but like the next day, like I mean, which is supposedly how it usually is. It's just cloudy, and then it'll start raining, and then it
Hey, that's
stops
cool.
raining.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And then Washington, kind of similar. The I don't know, it's like the weather's just different. It's like it's never really sunny, and that's like where fucking grunge music was born and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And like it kind of makes you wonder, like
I've seen a lot of the bands that come from that area that are like, I mean, they
it,
got some good shit.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In Seattle, dude, we we played. We didn't really play there, but we went into like an open mic. And it was like a karaoke open night. We happened to go play there, uh, and it was pretty cool. But I noticed like the parking, dude, is expensive.
Oh, really?
I think we paid like what was it, $68 or something?
Wow.
Because we had like one of those uh like oversized vans, the really like what it is, I think it's like 9 seats or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Damn.
and yeah, I mean the parking was expensive, so it was nothing but walking, taking an Uber. Um, but we went there because the singer, his buddy, uh, works at a bar, and we ended up going to the bar, and so the bar, uh, he closed the bar down, and then we were just there taking shots,
Just
dude,
chilling.
till like 3, 4 in the morning, dude. And I forgot the game we were playing, but like he gave us these like giant dice, and like you roll them, and there's a certain way to play it. I forgot what game it was. But it was pretty cool. But either way, like we're just there like till like probably like 3, maybe 3:30 or 4 in the morning. We're just taking shots, and then from there we went to a restaurant, and it was fucking open, dude. And it was like one of those like classic like 50s style
Oh,
restaurants.
that's cool, dude.
Yeah, and fucking we got burgers. I took a bite of a burger, dude. I fucking went to the restroom, threw up, and then took off. It was probably like 5 in the morning at that time.
Fuck.
So and then I went into a taxi, and this taxi had a bunch of lights all over his freaking taxi. So it was like a little party fucking taxi, dude.
He said,
So there I
party
am,
after the party.
I'm all fucked up, and this guy's like playing like party music and fucking flashing lights in
Damn.
the taxi, dude. So I tripped out on it. I was like, "What the? Is this a tourist attraction?" You know what I mean? And then
That's funny.
got to the hotel, and just literally, the drummer and the bass player, they were just fucking sleeping. They didn't hang out with us. It's just me and the singer.
Damn.
So when I got there, I fucking went in there, and I was all loud, and I just fucking threw myself in the bed and fucking knocked out, dude.
Usual John right
But
there.
dude, that day was too much, man.
That's
Like,
crazy.
cause when we went on tour, we yeah, we went to bars here and there. We went to go eat, but Seattle was just like over the top. It was like, yeah, it was out of control because the drinking was just like nonstop.
I
And
heard those people are really hospitable over there. Like you can fucking just chill at a bar and make a bunch of
yes,
friends.
yeah,
That's
dude.
cool.
When we would walk down the freaking street, some people would like want to start a conversation with us. Like it was interesting. And
That's cool.
when we went to the bars too, like nobody's on their phone.
Yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
actually talking. Um, and then I remember going to like a 50s style bar too. And then one thing I tripped out on is the bars over there is a bars slash fucking coffee shop.
Like libraries, huh? That's what
Yeah,
I've heard.
yeah, so Seattle, is big on coffee, and yeah, it's I remember being at a bar, dude, and I'm fucking like buzzing it, and then you see some guy like near you fucking drinking coffee and shit. and, and it's just
That's
like
cool
it's
though.
a setting I'm not used to.
Yeah.
And then the other cool city was Santa Cruz, which is not
All
too
right.
far. I mean it's still cool. I don't know, what is it, like 3, 4 hours maybe, kind of. Um, but over there they had bars. Well, we went to a show. It was a rock show on one side of the building, and then when you go to the next side of the building, there's a freaking there was another band playing like in the very back, and then upstairs there's a freaking DJ playing like Mexican music,
Oh shit.
all in the same building, dude. And,
Damn.
and I was
So
like,
just you just want to pick a spot really quick and just
yeah. I mean,
that's cool.
I've seen, I think maybe, I think a club in Anaheim where they have one side that plays hip hop music and the other side plays house music. I've
Hey, that's
seen that,
sweet. Yeah, yeah.
but this one had a freaking live music, a DJ, actually two live bands and a DJ on the second floor. And
Damn.
it's like you're just in there, and it's not
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
going to different bars. It's all
It's in the
connected.
same spot.
Yeah, it's pretty
So you don't
cool.
have to pay parking 3 times.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's a plus right there.
I think there's an area like we were like you know there's a famous like small amusement park in the beach. I forgot which movie it comes out in. It's about vampires
Here in Cali?
in Santa Cruz.
Oh, okay.
So it they show it in the movie, but there's a right there at the beach they have like a small little um like kind of amusement park. Like they have like a roller coaster or two. I
Oh,
think
that's
they
what's
have a
up.
Ferris wheel, and they have a giant arcade uh like freaking place. Um and yeah, it's pretty cool. But the for the most part, like, there's that area, and then there is another area where, like, just down the street, is
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
You don't really gotta be driving too much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Small town shit that, kinda we need around here,
Yeah.
So, a lot of it like Big Bear or, like have you been to Big Bear? Like
No,
San
actually,
Bernardino?
I haven't been, there at all.
So, that's what it reminds me of what it sounds like anyways, like a lot of that,
Okay.
because we used to park at a spot and we kinda just walk up the strip and there's a
Yeah,
spot up
most
there.
places probably have a strip like that, right?
Yeah, kinda like
Yeah, I
little
would think so.
plazas and stuff and little cafe shops, and we used
Yeah.
to go to this spot called, the Cave. The Cave, I think it's called, and it's up in Big Bear. Super cool spot, man. We saw a band right there, and it was like a tribute band to The Doors, and these guys sounded just like The Doors, man.
What was the name? I think I've seen a
Ah,
cover band.
fuck. Damn, you got me there.
I seen a cover band, and just like you said, the guy looked like
Yeah,
them, he
exactly. This guy was
sounded
like
like them. It was a trip.
I could have mistaken, like, if I didn't know this guy was already passed, but Jim Morrison, fuck, I could have seen this guy like, same figure, same hairline and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's pretty cool to see because a lot of these cover bands are just like that,
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, there's so much competition in that some of them go all the way, dude.
yeah,
They try to look exactly like them,
right, right.
and it's like, man,
Like there's a lot of Sublime ones too. So when this kid Jacob came out with his dad's, voice, I'm like, damn, is that another cover band? But no, this is actually the essential, Sublime band with the son. So that was pretty cool
oh,
to
okay.
see. You haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet?
No.
Pretty cool. Yeah, the son Jacob. Uh,
He's gonna sing and play?
oh, he does now.
Okay, because
So
that one with Rome,
no, I
fucking
wasn't really digging it
it
either.
failed, dude.
A lot, yeah. So this guy is actually getting a lot of his dad songs back. Like Batfish and like that whole album. He played it and it was pretty fucking.
Yeah.
It sounded really good, but you have so many bands out there that are cover bands, and you think, oh shit, these guys sound just like Sublime, but actually, there's differences. And this guy having his dad's voice and having the same bandmates and that support and that fan base from Sublime, fucking essential, dude. It
Yeah.
sounds like it sounds like that should have continued on, you know, for a little while. But I mean, this kid's still young. He's still got years under him. So who knows? Make him back with some cool albums. Shit. His dad did. He's
Yeah.
really creative. He still has the same band. So they may just get lucky with this guy.
Oh, okay.
But, a lot of that is coming back. So
My, my brother's friend supposedly, my brother Sal, supposedly he had a friend that was, I don't know if he was related or he knew, Eric Wilson.
no shit.
So he went to his house a couple times. But I mean, who knows?
Fucking
You know
sad.
what I mean? It's just
Sad.
I just remembered that. Remember his saying that
That's cool.
that his buddy knew him somehow.
Yeah, a lot of
But
these guys are local too. I mean, it's just
there
on the
there
road,
is,
you know?
especially if you go to like Hollywood,
Yeah,
they have sometimes shows from big bands that they don't announce them. They're just on the board
all of a sudden.
for locals,
Yeah.
and it's like I mean, I think when Velvet Revolver was banned, they would randomly perform there,
Yeah, because they live around
like on a
there. So
Wednesday or like just a random night. You know what
fucking
I mean?
yeah.
But you kind of have to be there to. I mean, I don't know if they put it on their website, but I mean, I've also heard stories of. I had a friend who she told me that she was hanging out at, what was that, the Troubadour, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Um, that she was hanging out there, and then all of a sudden they security asked everyone to turn off their phones, and Prince came in,
Oh shit.
and he was just on the just right
Just
there,
kind of
just
unannounced.
kind of jamming. But I mean, who knows? But
Damn.
I do hear, like, a lot of them live around there, so it's not
Yeah.
really that surprising.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they get called for like, hey, we got somebody that fell today. You want to fill up or whatever. I mean, you get
Yeah.
something like that's pretty amazing,
Yeah,
you know.
maybe. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, me and my wife went to a couple comedy clubs. We went to the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, and we were there. I mean, we purchased the tickets because it was our anniversary, and fucked around and we saw a couple of good comedians. But all of a sudden, Dane Cook came up. We're like, what the fuck?
Oh, just ran like he wasn't
Yeah.
announced?
I mean, he wasn't on
You
not that
just
I
happened
seen.
to be watching the show?
Yeah. All of a sudden, we're just watching the show, and this food comes up. We're like, "What the fuck?" So it was a nice treat, you know. So we're
Oh, that's
just
pretty cool.
chilling, drinking because they got like the hot wings and stuff. By the way, fucking expensive. Just sit there at the
Yeah,
whiskey, or you go to those shows, and any of those places, you're gonna spend some good money. So it's good quality time though.
yeah,
So it doesn't really hurt when me and my wife go out and do that. But we went to this comedy show at Laugh Factory, and we're like, "Oh, well, this is cool." We didn't really expect it to be that good, and all of a sudden,
yeah,
fucking Dane Cook. I'm like, "What the fuck?" That was like one of the best shows that we gone to so far in Hollywood, though. We've been to a couple, but definitely that one was. And like I said, well, those people are probably local, and they get called off for like little shows they got to fill up, and like you said, Guns N' Roses are probably one of those guys on call really quick. Hey, you know what? You want to play a show really quick? And fucking hesitant about it? Hell no. So it's just probably a nice treat to see them. We're not expecting them.
yeah.
Pretty badass.
Is it? I think I heard. What's that one band? Probably not, because I think the guitar player, what's his name, Mikey Mars from Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, yes.
Are they still performing?
You know what? I don't know. I haven't heard of Motley Crue in a
Because
while.
I thought the guitar player was had a disease or something, or
He was old.
yeah, he
He
was
was
older.
super old, yeah. I mean, they were local to, the Hollywood scene, so,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
were.
I don't know. I haven't heard of them in a while, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, you would hear him, just fucking on a quick jam out, around town
Yeah,
because
I for some reason I thought they were trying to play again, but then I
I wouldn't
remember
doubt
that
it.
the guitar player I think he did have a disease, or he does.
Something.
I
I
don't know.
think I did hear about that. Man,
Yeah.
some of these guys are just gone because, old age and disease and whatever. Fuck.
I was watching a video on uh Stevie Ray Vaughan, and supposedly, like, when he would play so much and then so intense that sometimes he would have to peel the calluses from his fingers,
Oh, shit.
and then he would, like, super glue them back on his fingers.
Damn.
Yeah,
That guy was a hardcore player, though.
and then there's nights where, like, people, would see his fingers, like, all bloody, because just, like, the intense playing and constantly playing.
This is determination right there, man.
And,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I'm sure, because there's people that are, like, really fast, really talented, and, I mean, people who are performing constantly, or at least, most time out of the year, I would assume that takes a toll on your fingers, you know?
yeah, I mean, especially I remember when I was young trying to play, just anything in general. I mean, I used to work at wood shops and glass shops, and at one point, I remember, if you remember, working at the fucking metal shop. So
Yeah,
my fingers were always cut up, and no matter what, I would go home and try to like play,
yeah.
But and it was like the hardest fucking thing because I would have like sick ass cuts like right under my fingernail, and I would still kind of like put it through. But some of these guys is just guitar, dude, and just fucking string cuts, and I couldn't imagine just fucking getting cut and still going at it. That's
Yeah.
that's some crazy stuff.
Yeah, my cousin, the one who was in, one of my podcast episodes, he was telling me that he's actually, accidentally shot himself with the nail gun on his hand,
Holy shit.
or you hit yourself with a hammer, like, and it's just like, man, that shit. I mean, it's a learning experience, but goddamn, that's like on a different level of pain, I'm
Yeah.
assuming, um, but that's the thing, sometimes when it's jobs like that, when you're working with machinery, or it's just more intense labor, um like, well, for example, I was gonna do machining, like, become machinist for CNC machines, and it's like, I mean, I heard, that a lot of people have lost their fingers, and those type of jobs, that sometimes sometimes shit like that happens, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's shit that like, it's life changing, you know what I
Nah,
mean?
exactly. And some of
um
these guys, I don't know if you've seen like some of these badass Mexican guys that like built houses and built structures and shit. They're like either missing a finger or got a fucking
some shit,
like
right?
a little trick or something
Or you
somewhere
see the
along the
nails
way.
all, like, smashed or something.
Exactly. Yeah, but
Yeah.
these guys are fucking badass. So
Yeah,
yeah, I want the
dude.
guy with the fucking crazy hands. to build my house because I know he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he just experienced, man.
The guy-
You know, fuck yeah.
you with the crazy hands. You come.
Come here. I know what you're doing.
I got a job for you.
Half the time, that's probably what it is, man. Let me see your hands. Oh shit. Fucking A,
You
brother.
can just
Damn.
tell what kind of worker they are just by
Mhm.
checking out their hands. Oh yeah, that's the one.
Get that guy right there. Don't get the guy with the nice fucking gloves.
Brand new
And wearing
gloves and
fucking
shit.
brand new Milwaukee gloves and stuff. Like, nah, fuck that. We need the guy with the fucked up hands over there.
fucking fucking a brand new fucking clothes like he's never
Ah,
fucking worked in
nah.
it and shit.
That
He
busted
just
ass
spot
vato
that
right
shit in the
there.
store.
Have the guys, man. Have the guys that I know that don't know what the fuck they're doing. They got like brand new shit. Oh, look at my boots, man. Brand new boots. It's like, damn.
They
The
applied
end
for
of
the
the
wrong
show. Yeah, I
job,
know,
dude.
right?
Trying to
Fucking
look
A,
good to
dude.
get paid.
Ah, damn. That's how it is. So yeah, that's a lot of these guys, man, experience by damage. That's how
Yeah, that
they fuck up and
unfortunately
they
some
learn, dude.
yeah, dude. I mean, that happens a lot in in different, parts of life, but in that job, it's like most
Yeah,
likely you're gonna get hurt.
that's one of the things.
Um,
If you're not fucked up, you haven't had enough in you yet.
yeah.
So just the way it is, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to do everything perfect the first time, so, it's just shit happens.
Yeah, yeah,
What can you
exactly.
do? Just deal with
Facts.
it.
Same thing out there, man. I mean, you were asking about the job earlier, and same thing. Like people show up with new trucks and stuff, and like, this guy's not really, you haven't done shit out here.
Yeah.
But then I mean, I gotta like my rental truck is all fucked up, dude. I mean, I jackknifed it with the trailer like 5 times.
Yeah.
I should be saying this on the podcast, but I kind of, it takes a toll, So a lot of the trucks that we got out there is because they're so fucked up because we know what they're doing. Where we're going through fucking trenches and we're pulling trailers and we're pulling tractors. So you pull into town and you're like, oh shit, look at that truck. You definitely know that it's out there from the solar fields with some experience. But see some of the brand new trucks out there, like brand new fucking Toyotas and
Yeah.
new Fords, and like, oh shit, like where did this guy come from? He's barely just applying and stuff. So
He's very
about to get fucked up. Yeah.
Do you have to do you have like a company car or something like that? Like
So
with a sign or anything? Or you just uh or you don't do like any advertisement, you just get your calls or you just show up to the office?
Well, we do have some trucks out there that have the side of the, panel on it with the logo, but
Okay.
the one that I drive is actually a United Rentals truck, so and we have to have rental trucks out there because we can't just be paying for our own shit like that. So,
Okay.
you see a lot of, United Rental stuff or a lot of rental companies out there,
Yeah.
but that's because, they're just used for the job sites,
Okay.
so I get to take mine home because I do a lot of running around for my boss, but, like after hours type stuff, getting paychecks and getting permits and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we do have a lineup of just 4-wheel drive trucks out there. We cannot be driving just regular 2-wheel drive, SUVs or pickup trucks. It's gotta be a 4-wheel drive, low and high, because we use them both.
Mhm.
And I mean, just Friday, rolling around trying to get some because we got new sites going around and new people that are coming in to get oriented and whatever. So I was trying to set some stuff around for these guys like tractors, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about like big tractors, so hauling it in a trailer around the desert sand is fucking not pleasant. So 4-wheel drive all time, you
Oh,
know.
so you go off the road?
Yeah, yeah, we're out in the middle of the desert.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Like
we're
how far you think it once you get out of the road, how far do you think it's like it takes to get to the actual solar panels,
so
right?
the one that we got right now, a lot of the ones like I said for Berkshire are right off the road, like
Yeah.
regular commercial roads. But the one that new site that we got is actually pretty bad, especially because I guess it's gonna rain tomorrow. It's gonna be really muddy, and it's just we're in those seasons where it gets really fucking bad with the gruts. If it rains enough, you get like splits in the roads. So
Yeah, I can see that.
driving off about from the highway about 30 miles in, sometimes maybe less. I'm saying 30 because that's probably the tops that I've ever driven off
Oh, I
the
see.
road.
Yeah.
But even then you still got to go like 10, 15 miles an hour on these roads. So it still takes you that long.
Yeah.
30 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes to get there, whatever. But it's just, it's just being safe more than anything. I tell these guys, don't be speeding through the roads because we got people that still live there. People are still residents to those places, and we're the ones invading them with solar panels. So we're the ones got to be watching out. A lot of it has to do with like environmental respect and making sure that as we're driving by, we don't raise too much dust because people still live there. We got to respect them. So, but yeah, about 30 miles in from the actual road, and like I said, you can bump into anything from like a fucking grunt on the road with a bunch of water in it, or a coyote.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of that. Earlier this week, got a notification for kit foxes. Those are the little baby foxes that were little cute, look like little stuffed dolls, but you want to get near them because they're full grown animals, and potentially
Oh,
they
it's a
bite.
different style of animal. It's not a
It's
fox,
a fox, but it's a tiny little
like a
fox.
different type of
Right.
fox.
So altogether, I'm talking about it's like this tall. It's a tiny little fucking thing, and they're cute. A lot of people tend to like, yeah, they're cute.
Everybody tries to pick them
Yeah,
up.
they want to grab them and they want to pet them and whatever, but they're not supposed to because they scare the species away.
Oh, I
So
see.
we had a lot of that last year, and I don't see them very often now because we extincted them. Another thing is we had I don't know if you ever heard of the kangaroo mice, little desert mice that jump around like a kangaroo.
Yeah,
Well,
I've heard of
last year we
those.
had a bunch of them, bro. I'm talking about
I've
like the
never
whole.
seen those in person.
Oh, we used to have like one of my buddies used to catch them and take them home.
So, do they jump like really far, or they just?
Yeah,
Oh
so they're
yeah,
like little mice, but instead of like crouching over like flat like a mouse, it's like they jump like a kangaroo. Like their legs in the back are longer, and their tail is longer
they're
with the
like
little.
a like half rabbit, half fucking
I guess
mice or
it's like a
something.
small little kangaroo. If you saw them, you say, "Oh shit, I just saw a kangaroo," But they're tiny little fucking things just jumping on the ground. And
Yeah.
they're mice, the kangaroo mice. And last year
Damn,
we had
dude, do those get in people's houses?
yeah, yeah, they're pretty damaging. Yeah, they get into your car, they fuck up
Fuck.
your wiring,
Imagine
insulation.
sleeping and then they get on top of
I
you and
know, right?
shit.
Some
Oh
guy had
shit.
like 2 or 3 of them just domesticated to where he used to like sleep with them and keep him warm like on his chest. Super weird shit. But yeah, I know some people keep them as pets and whatever. There's
Oh,
tortoises out there.
what
Yeah,
the
it's weird.
fuck?
But nowadays, like I said, we don't see them very often because we like scared them away with machinery and new projects that we got out there. So
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much
as
gone.
you change the environment, it pushes all the animals away. I mean,
Right.
most of them.
Yeah.
It's just like when they're cutting down the rainforest and all that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a thing out there in Cal City. It's a tortoise sanctuary, and I mean, these tortoises they grow too big, 160 pounds, 200 pounds.
They're the
But
ones that live up to like 200 years or something or
yes,
longer.
yeah, actual desert tortoises. But there's a sanctuary, and it's not to say that I have to, create a sanctuary for these things because we invaded their space so much that they're so far off the desert that they still got to have a sanctuary for them. You know,
So, is there like times where like people will like petition anything you guys are doing, or what's it called, get some kind of like a legal notice or anything that can basically be, I mean, technically either not up to code or breaking the law. Like, have you guys ever dealt with anything like that?
yeah, we deal with it very often. We do like a lot of like forums that involve that type of regulation. That everybody gets complied with.
So they have to sign it and make sure
Yeah,
everybody's
make
everybody
sure
has to be okay with
make
it.
sure everybody's cool, all the residents, make sure well, like I said, a lot of it has to do with like environmental respect. So as long as we
Yeah.
don't get complaints by a lot of the people that are residents to the area, we're good. But we still got to go through like permits and JHAs, like job hazard analysis forms to make sure that everything that we do
So
is compliable with
so you get people that test the soil and all that shit, and
all that. Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, there's people out there. There's so many people, and everybody has a task out there. So yeah, we do get a couple complaints out there. There's a guy that he blocks his road to one of our sites with sand. Like, there was some gruts right
what
there
the
made,
fuck?
yeah, there was some gruts right there made by the rain, so he filled them up with super soft sand. So anybody that goes through there gets stuck, and he knows it. Because you guys got to go around. I've already told you guys that. Well, I mean, there's a solar field right in front of his house that we operate, and he still gets mad. A lot of people don't comply because they're natives to that people, or they're like, just particular to the land. So
Yeah.
we're dealing with one of those sites this week, and
Okay.
it's one of those that just because we raise a little bit more dirt there, we're gonna hear some complaints, but we're kind of ready for it because, like I said, we have meetings within the owners of the companies, and new management and new supervisors. So everybody all together, we tend to petition for stuff like that, and then we give them a solid form as if to what we're doing, and if it goes past that type of like noise level, dust level, even if people going speeding through there 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, they'll still complain about it. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, a lot of this stuff can seize our work pretty easy actually. Now thinking about it that you asked that,
Yeah.
it could be, pretty detrimental to like a company that we're trying to do a difference to make it to where we're producing energy for the city.
Yeah. Well, I
But
mean, I think when it's something that I mean that's kind of new, or that hasn't been around that long, um, there's always gonna be a lot of concerns.
yeah,
Just like when the 5G came out, when they were doing the 5G
exactly.
towers, and they a lot of people
We're freaking out.
were freaking out about it, and it's gonna give people cancer, it's gonna do this and that, and I think that's just, I mean, a lot of it can be fear, and a lot of it can just be like, protocol to it needs to everything needs to check out, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
But
And a lot of it has to do with our education because we don't know what they're up to or their intentions. So everybody needs to get educated to where the intentions are good or bad. That
yeah,
5G stuff, like we could have been educated a little bit more about it.
yeah.
But
I,
this could be another instance.
I mean,
Solar.
I'd be interested in knowing how, like, like SpaceX or like companies like that, the permits they have to go through to
Right, right.
to use a rocket and shit, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or to, like, to basically comply with, how far they have to be from homes, or, like what they have to do in order to make it well up to code, and, I guess regulated. But I mean, it'd just be interesting, because that's
Right.
you're dealing with a lot more something more dangerous, especially. I mean, nowadays I think they got the rockets down pretty good and they're getting better, but there can be accidents, where the freaking rocket doesn't go up and it fucking falls,
Yeah.
and it could land on
Well, I
somebody's
mean,
house, or
these guys are well calculated that I mean, they're mathematicians behind these fucking
dude, it's gotta
computers.
be
So,
down to the number, dude.
yeah.
Like any little slight fuck up, it doesn't work.
Right, right, right.
It's like, dude, that's insane.
And this guy Elon, so far, he's gotten some pretty good staff that everybody that, you know, fucking that he hires, they gotta be specialized just for that. That's
Yeah, I
fucking
mean that
amazing.
that
So far, we haven't seen anything that's, blown out of proportion, besides like the first ones that went down and whatever. But
yeah,
they were more of a show than an error because, you know what to look for after. Well, in his case, he
yeah.
knows what to look for after. And I
Y-
mean,
y-
shit.
what I think is interesting though is dude, NASA, like, they would spend, like, I don't know if it was in the millions, maybe in the billions for rockets, right? But they were disposable. So they only use them one time and that's it.
Yeah, have you seen how much fucking garbage is up there in space?
And like Elon Musk, like, they fucking learned how to make their rockets, go back to its
That's
original
cool.
spot. And now they got the new one where, it grapples it before landing, and that makes more sense because it's going down with so much force that when it hits the ground, there's an impact, right? But if it stops in the air and then it just get grabbed, there's no impact.
Man, there's so much science
So,
behind that
so it's
shit.
like it's
Some
pretty
shit that we
smart,
never thought about until we
and
saw.
it'll make the rockets last longer too. Because I mean, imagine constantly landing with all that weight and all that force. It's originally fucking it up. You know what I mean?
Right. And they may not send that particular rocket up to space a second time, but I mean, they bring it back and examine it, and they know what to expect for the next one around. These guys
Yeah,
are fucking badass
yeah. I
here.
mean, it's interesting. Like even airplanes, dude. Like the fucking all the techs and the mechanics, like, they have to check everything, make sure everything's
Yeah.
good. And it's not just here and there, dude. You got to do it like constantly.
It's like every person in that crew has a role, and it's fucking
And then
crucial,
you
dude.
fuck up,
Yeah.
like, because
This
they
guy didn't show up
eventually, if
today.
something goes down, they study it. They
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
figure out what went wrong.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Fuck. So
yeah, that's
there's
pretty
one guy
crazy.
missing out of a crew one day, you're gonna have some shit missing. Somebody didn't check something. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. I mean, some of these guys they're just specialized just for that, and expecting that every day and doing that every day. I mean, you become a professional. As I say, you become
Yeah, yeah. I
what you
mean,
are.
and yeah, there's people out there that They have just one job, that's all you focus on, and but they're like one of the best, you know what I
Right.
mean?
It may seem repetitive for some people to do. Oh shit, I do the same shit every day. Yeah, but doing that every day just masters you, dude.
Yeah.
That's what fucking nobody else does it that many times a day in one day besides you.
I think I think it's Bruce Lee, dude. He had that quote, dude.
Oh,
He's like
really?
he's like it's better to perfect one punch than know 1,000
Oh
punches or
shit.
something like that.
Well,
A,
fucking
a
a.
thousand different punches or something. I think it's something like that, but he's basically saying, you focus on just one move and perfect that one versus knowing a bunch of moves
Yeah,
that
and
you
then move
don't
on
know
to
that
another.
well.
That's a
You just
smart quote
know
right
them, but
there.
you're not very strong at any of them. You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
know different variety
Well,
versus,
fucking a.
just knowing one move and just mastering it
Right.
and and that's pretty much
And some of those guys like,
becomes your like biggest best move.
yeah, exactly, right? That's like their signature move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
and some
go.
of these guys, that's what they thought of. They didn't just master their body, but they mastered their mind and their situation. So
Yeah,
it was
dude,
all by
it is a
experience,
lot of mental,
you
dude.
know?
Just like like I haven't ran in a while, but I used to run a lot. And I mean, I would probably say 5 to 7 miles. Not too much, but enough to like where you get to a point as well. For me, I would say I get to a point where like you kind of know you want to give up, but you just like push that out.
Like,
You
"Nah,
kind
let's
of
get this done."
like you go on autopilot, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
You just go on autopilot and like you forget about that you're tired. You're just you're like a machine, dude.
Yeah.
Like and it just feels and it's all kind of mental. Like you just push yourself in that level. I mean, I think they call it like a runner's high, where you get I think you get like to the maybe like third mile, maybe fourth mile, or maybe less. I'm not too sure, but you get to a certain point where like you're from like freaking dying and like getting tired and shit to all of a sudden you get in a state of mind where like you feel like a machine like you
Oh,
just
shit.
like you don't feel your like your like you feel your body but like you're just kind of like going with the flow like you're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
moving and you don't feel like tired anymore.
Huh.
It's like it's an interesting feeling, but it's kind of like you have to put yourself in that
It's like
mindset.
another propeller fucking mindset type shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like momentum,
Yeah.
like little by little, it gets stronger and
There's
stronger and
like
stronger.
people that get angry and they go out for a run, they get all that energy all of a fucking
There you go.
sudden.
That's one
Yeah.
way of doing it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and
I
some people have like different motivations that
Yeah,
will push them there. You know what I mean?
exactly.
But it's just like when they say, dude, like supposedly, like when you when you have fear in you, like if you experience a moment where like you have like fear,
Right.
like let's say there's a possibility you might die. Sometimes your body or you do things that you wouldn't think you would do.
Pushes that little bit of energy or
Like you'll
fucking.
fucking
Oh, I get it.
maneuver out of a fucking I don't know, jump through a fucking small window or
That
something.
little extra superpower that you needed.
Like you get yeah, like sometimes like
That's
there's
crazy.
cases like that.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard
I
of that shit.
I think there's a I don't know if it's true, but there's a story of a lady who I think the kids were trapped under the car or something, and like she lifted the
Oh,
car or
shit.
some bullshit.
You super mom.
I don't know if that's true though,
Yeah, no, it makes sense though.
but it was out of fear, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And basically, like I guess what I'm trying to say is like sometimes you like when it's like it's now or never pretty much moment, you fucking got to do whatever it takes, right?
Right.
Let's say
Well,
you fucking get stranded in the middle of the ocean, you know what I mean? You got to
you get
do
this
whatever it
fucking
takes to
superpower
survive.
swimming all of a sudden.
If a fucking shark comes after you, you got to fucking
Yeah, yeah.
you got to I mean, they say punch it in the nose, which I've seen, dude. A surfing competition on TV.
Oh, no
There was
way.
a shark in the
Somebody
surfer.
punched it?
Surfer punched it.
Damn.
Yeah,
Fuck.
but like I'm saying, dude, is like you get into like this fucking now or it's
Yeah.
me or you
That
moment,
state of
and you
mind.
fucking you're in like a different place, dude. You're like you have to push yourself to the max. It's
Well,
like
I
you're
seen some stuff too like that.
yeah, man. I mean, it's like imagine like being stranded in an island or something, and you don't know what the fuck's
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, you just fucking like build some shit out of
You
fucking.
gotta fucking yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta step it up, and you gotta do the things you wouldn't think you could do. You know what I mean?
I seen some stuff the other day about it was like the human potential of you don't know how much potential you really have until you find yourself in those situations.
Exactly.
So I
Yes.
mean, people are smart as
That's how some
fuck.
people grow, dude.
Yeah,
They go through like, I mean, there's people that go to the rainforest, or they go
and they
hiking,
push themselves.
and they get in this like, yeah, this it's like you get a sense of the world better, you know what I mean,
Right.
by what you experience. So it's
Yeah,
like those fucking people that like rock climb and shit is like, dude, that's fucking
they're up there because of some sort of intensity
people
or like
die from
dopamine.
that
Yeah,
shit,
dude.
like it's like up in the mountains where it snows, there's a bunch of bodies that they can't
Oh
retrieve.
shit,
They can't retrieve the bodies because they're frozen, and it's too expensive to go up there to just retrieve the bodies.
that's fucking scary.
So when you go hiking, when you're close up to the peak, there's literally fucking frozen bodies in the snow.
Some bitch. Where's that at?
Uh I'm not too sure, dude. Is it
That's trip.
Everest? Mount
Oh, maybe.
Everest?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe. I think it's
Yeah,
that
because
one
there's a
because
bunch of
it's
monuments up
it's
there.
one of the most difficult mountains. I think that's one of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, um, I saw a documentary on Netflix where it was about a rock climber, and this guy, his basically what he wanted to do is he wanted to climb 10 mountains in a month or something like
Oh
that,
shit.
like intense shit, like literally fucking go from one mountain, and then as soon as he's down, go to the next one,
This is that
next one.
record breaker type thing, huh?
Yeah, and as he was going to a different mountain, it became more difficult.
Damn.
And yeah, I remember them talking about that shit, and I'm like, damn, dude, that's crazy. You're fucking rock climbing, and you see fucking bodies right there,
Yeah.
and dude, and at that moment, it is one of those like kind of like mental moments to where like you can fucking die, but if you fucking and if you believe you're gonna do this, you're gonna do it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like you believe in yourself, type of shit. You know what
Like,
I
how do
mean?
you fucking it's just like I said, this is one of those powers that just fucking like busts out of you. You gotta fucking, just get
It's
out of
like
here, fucker.
it's like that guy from well, supposedly I heard, I think it was the chef from the Titanic. Apparently, I think it was the chef. It was somebody from the Titanic. He survived in the water because he was drinking alcohol,
Oh, that's right,
hard
because of
liquor. I
alcohol
don't know what
levels.
liquor. I mean, maybe gin or whiskey, but he was that's how he survived, dude.
Damn. That's right. I
Uh
remember that.
and like it's like what the fuck?
Serious shit.
And that's dude, that's gotta be a fucking crazy, like
Crazy
scary
experience.
ass fucking
Crazy story
moment.
to their grandkids. Hey, guess what I did? That's
Dude,
crazy.
and I saw another video on this fucking guy, dude. They were on a cruise ship, and I think they were drinking, and they pushed him to jump off the boat. And he jumped off the boat, and it was shark infested.
Oh fuck.
So the fucking guy, you see him swimming, and next thing you know, he's gone. Gone. Like you just don't see him anymore because the sharks fucking got him, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And it's like
Those were
that
his homies
fucking
right there
kid,
or
dude. I don't know, dude, but that's fucking stupid, man. The
what? Fuck.
seriously, the kid just jumps off the boat, and it's like nighttime too. And everybody's telling him swim, swim, swim because there's a bunch of sharks, fucking literally,
Fuck.
dude. Like,
Some of
but
these kids, is that a challenge or what? Some sort of challenge?
I don't know what it was. It was just like one of those YouTube shorts where like you just see the guy jump out
Fucking kids, man.
into the fucking boat, and I was like, "Fuck." That's
Probably had no likes either. Yeah. Fucking video with no likes. Son of a bitch.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's a crazy one, dude. It's like, god damn. I mean,
That's
how you gonna?
nuts.
Because how you gonna survive that one? You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter how fast you swim.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck.
You gotta fucking get on top of the shark and ride him.
Hope for the best. Shit. Hope you land on it. That's
Fuck, man.
wild.
Like I was saying earlier, the whole transportation thing. Um, yeah, if we had some kind of like speed train or something that can get us to some areas a lot faster versus driving here in like the Southern California area would be a lot better, dude, because the traffic. dude, it's out of control. Like,
Yeah, no, definitely. I seen a lot of the difference, coming in from the desert into the city, and holy shit, man! I must have got stuck in traffic. I mean, it only takes about 2 hours to get here. It says 2 hours and 10 minutes to get here,
yeah,
but the traffic itself, added up so much that it took me what about 4 hours and a half.
damn,
Yeah,
dude, and
so
that's just depending on what time you decide to drive.
exactly. You're working on
Damn,
the
that's
weekends and fucking everybody's trying to rush through point A from point B, and it's
yeah,
it's pretty bad. It's really like I said, it was just bumper to bumper, and it was unnecessary because there was no accidents. I was expecting a wreck,
yeah,
but I get your point though, man. Something like that would have been fucking great to like travel to these remote areas out there. Even in Vegas would be cool to have like a bullet train or something,
yeah,
kind of like in and out,
yeah,
and several stops in between, like in Mojave or whatever. That'd be fucking phenomenal. But
yeah. I think it would just make it easier to travel.
yeah. Yeah, you guys
Um,
are missing out on a lot of cool places. Like you got the Red Rock Canyon out there. You got like Fossil Falls out there. There's a bunch of cool spots that I didn't even know they existed until we drove by and we're like, oh shit, there's landmarks around here. Let's go check them out. But yeah, definitely some of those stops. I mean, if it was a project, I would imagine it would be like a multi-billion-dollar project to try to get a
yeah.
bullet train out there. But
Not only that, you probably have to get like approvals from like basically the states or the areas it's going to be passing through
right.
in order to be approved.
Not to mention a lot of the towns don't really have a lot of amenities, but I mean, it'd be cool to stop like at Rosemont and Willow Springs and shit like that. They have a little bit of eateries and stuff like that, but something
Well, I mean, even anything really that would go to Inland Empire would be good because there's so much traffic going up there
right, right.
all the time.
And it's man, it's such a peace of mind going out there, just chilling, open areas. If you go over there at night, I mean, I'm talking about you can see the Milky Way with the naked eye. Just it's a whole different type of air. It feels good.
Yeah,
And coming in here, like I
probably
say,
cleaner.
yeah, definitely cleaner.
It's not a lot of. Is there any factories over there, or is just
There's a lot of mines. There's a borax mine.
Oh, there's mines there.
Yeah, there's mines. There's a gold mine. There's a silver mine that I think it got closed down already, but the Golden Queen mine still operates like daily. You hear and see explosions every day off of that motherfucker. But there's a lot of that, mines. There's not a lot of farms. Like I said, everything got extinct like in the early 2000s, but more mines than anything. You see a lot of freight going out of there, out of the borax mine for sure.
Yeah.
Then you have other companies around there that do like cement, and the company that I work for actually has a cement plant itself. They have one of the only cement plants in the region, and they import and export products out of there on a daily basis. But
Oh,
that's one of the
okay.
things that you'll see a lot of out there. A lot of that stuff that's kind of like wild. They just like grade down a mountain, whatever they take out of that, that's product for them to sell. So that's essentially you get gravel, cement, you get different grades of rock.
Yeah.
So a lot of them you see like at Stater Brothers with the nice rocks and stuff that look like from a river. Some of them come from up there, some of them come from other regions, but yeah, definitely import and export of products from there. You'll see a lot of trains and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And I'll take a trip out there one of these days, man. I think you'll like it. It's one of those, like I said, open areas, and everything that you go and do out there is more like going trekking and hiking. And if you got dogs and that kind of shit, it's pretty cool. I got kids, so they like to run around. I like to watch them fucking just,
Yeah.
do their crazy wild shit.
Oh, I
So
was thinking I got kids. I'm like, what?
yeah. Well,
You're
yeah.
like,
It's
I
like,
don't have
comparing them to
dogs, but
dogs, but I got kids.
I don't have dogs, but I got kids.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
They act the
okay.
same. No, they're cool. And I got both of them, so yeah, it's definitely cool though. Not comparing it or anything, but so have kids, man. Don't I mean, I'm not telling you don't have kids and have dogs and shit. Some people have like 20 cats and shit, no kids.
Yeah,
But
dude, I've met people like that. They have uh, a lot of cats at home, and not only that is it's like they have I wouldn't say they have a problem, but they just can't help themselves
yeah,
to
yeah.
get another one. You know what I mean?
It's some sort of a passion for them that for other people it could be
Yes.
mistaken for a fucking issue.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like even my dad, he really enjoyed the animals.
right.
He would talk to the animals. He would give them all nicknames and shit,
Yeah.
and just build that relationship. And yeah, there's some people that they go through their pets. Like I knew this one girl that her dog died. You know,
Right.
complications. I'm not sure what it was, but that's the one thing too. Is like they don't live as long as us. I mean, not all animals are pets.
Right. And we
So you
expect
go
them to
through
because
that.
you get
You
used
go,
to it and shit, you
yeah, you
know?
get used to a dog, and then next thing you got to put him down, or he passes away.
Yeah, yeah, I remember, going up to your parents', ranch up there, and they used to have a lot of animals. I
Yeah, at
imagine
one
a lot of
point,
that time I used
yes.
to see your dad a lot of that time, out there with their horses and whatever not, but I
Yeah.
could imagine, man, the conversations they used to have, you know?
Yeah,
That's cool
dude.
stuff.
There was quite a bit of animals actually.
Yeah, it's good memories out there, man. And, yeah, no, it's something like that, like I said, we get used to pets and we expect them to live forever, and next thing you know, they're fucking gone, you know? And there's no sense of crying to them or anything, I mean, it's just shit that happens with humans, we just get attached like that, you know?
Yeah, it's part of
So,
life.
part of the life process of a fucking pet and then a human.
Yeah.
I had a couple of pets too that don't get me wrong, they kinda like, "Fuck, I'm never gonna have another pet because there's not gonna be another one like him." But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, it's been so long already that, I could get another pet without being, sentimentally hurt and shit,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing.
So you actually have pets, or
Yeah, so right now, my wife has, a couple little dogs. She has, like, a little I'm not sure what it's called, but I wanna say it's kinda like a pointer dog,
oh,
a
okay.
wiener dog pointer.
Yeah.
And then, she has another one that's kinda shaggy, and it's like a little chihuahua, but he's
They're
pretty
just
cool.
like indoor dogs.
Indoor dogs, more than anything, like in the yard, and then they go in at night, you know?
Oh, I see.
But, back where we used to live in Paris, we used to have a couple of them that are, pit bulls, and over there, all the homes are kinda like ranch homes, so you
Okay.
get this large perimeter,
So
and,
where you live, it's like a ranch, or what is it, like
no,
a?
it's more like it's just like an open desert, but there's a community, like a small, home community, so we
Okay.
live within that region of the community of homes, but
Oh, I see.
there's other homes that actually are out in the desert, and they're just fenced off as a regular, you know they look like cabins and stuff, and people enjoy living like that. I wouldn't see myself living like that, but, you
Yeah.
know, Tehachapi, where we're trying to move, it's some of those, like, regions where it's kind of, like, wildish, more country, open country,
Yeah, I
so
see.
and it where just because, I like the cattle and I like horses and all kinds of shit, so that would be something that I would benefit from,
Y-
but right now, as we stand, we're just kinda like in the desert city.
you told me that we do the used to do something with the cattle, right? The was the vaccination or something like that, or?
So, yeah, a long time ago, we were living, like, in Paris.
Yeah.
There was a lot of the guys that used to live, like, on Evans Road and stuff like that, that were, like, back where closer to where we used to live,
Yeah.
and the guys, used to, inject, the animals for vaccination, register 'em and all that, but we used to
Oh,
just go
okay.
around and help the guy out, and,
Oh, you wouldn't actually do it? The
well, no, we would do it. We would do it ourselves, but it's more like helping the guy out, like, in terms of, like, on the weekend, because I used to have my 40-hour job.
Oh, I
And then
see.
I would go on the weekend, help these guys out, and, we used to just do it for the fun of it,
Oh,
you know?
okay.
Because afterwards, we would go to the rodeos and watch these fools fucking ride their horses and their bulls and whatever. But,
Um,
the job that I'm working with right now, my boss actually has a couple nice horses and some nice cattle as well, so,
oh,
a
okay.
lot of the stuff that we work up there as well, some of the guys own, like, BLM, like, land, uh, just like wild land type shit. I'm not sure what BLM stands for, but it's more like wild land, and some of these guys own cattle, so you go out there and, you just some of these guys are you using you for wrangling these horses and bulls
Mhm.
down
Yeah.
for vaccination, for different purposes, and, some of these guys are now using drones, which is pretty cool. They use, aircraft from inside the car and just fucking, like, herd them down to wherever valley they need to get to and then trap 'em from right there, but, yeah, a lot of that in Kern County is a lot of that stuff, and it's a lot of good work. So, good shit.
Yeah. Um, so is it common over there to ride horses, like, along the streets, or not really?
Well, you see it a lot of in Rosemont, they got, like, a bunch of, like, corrals on the side of the street.
Oh,
And
okay,
that's
they do have that. I've seen
Yeah,
that I think there's an area in Orange
right,
where, there's ranches there, so people would ride their horses.
right, even in Corona, I don't know if you ever, like, s close to Orange County, but, like Corona area, they got all those rich homes, and they have like a corridor on the side of the road, so
Okay.
people can still ride their horses, and it's not like gravel or anything. It's still kind of like wild,
Yeah.
so the horse doesn't get all hurt or spooked or whatever. And Tehachapi is almost like that as well. It's only like 30 minutes away, maybe less from Cal City,
Yeah.
and we go there shopping a lot. So we like the area because, like I said, it's a lot of cattle and a lot of horse ranches. And man, there's so much
So
fucking
is there like an area there where they have like fresh meat?
yeah, a lot.
So
They have a bunch
there's
of like meat markets and
oh,
stuff.
they do?
Yeah. And they have like a little rodeo area. We haven't been to yet, but they make like a little fair like every year. And I imagine it's like around Christmas area.
Okay.
And they have like bull riding competitions and they got all kinds of other cool stuff going on. So
Yeah.
people from over there in Tehachapi, it's like I said, it's like Montana kind of like geography.
Mhm.
So you get a lot of grain fields, a lot of like farms still, farmland for sure. And people get snowed in. I mean, you live up there, you gotta be ready for the snow. You gotta have some four-wheel drive trucks. You can't drive around small cars anymore. Some people do, but just in the city, you know?
I heard of a road on in Antarctica. No, not Antarctica. Alaska.
Okay.
Antarctica
Yeah,
way
same
off,
shit.
you know. Wait, what? Same type of climate,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
No, but Alaska, there's a road. I want to say it's over 100 miles. But if you get stuck during the snow there, that it can take up to 2 days to get help.
Damn.
That's
Yeah, I
how
believe it.
that's how distant it is.
Right.
Um, and it's like, damn, dude, you gotta make sure you gotta have a good fucking truck, dude,
The right equipment. You
and
gotta
make
definitely
sure
have a
you
heater in
fucking
that
double
motherfucker.
check it, especially like you're driving through like a snowstorm or something.
Yeah.
Assuming something like that.
You
There's a
gotta be
different
ready.
style of driving, right? You have to like slow
Yeah.
down more, be a lot more cautious.
So a lot of these guys that I work with out there, some of their trucks are like just equipped just for the fields, just for that. Mud terrain tires. They got a lot of them like bigger Chevys. So
Yeah.
I mean, and we have a protocol over there where we got to check our trucks like every week, not even every week, like almost every other day. For fluids, make sure they got enough radiator fluid, make sure they got everything in line. Uh, the brake fluid all the way around, make sure that everything's good because anything can fail out there. Due to deterioration because of the weather. It can get too hot and get the seals too soft, and boom, you got a leak. You wouldn't even know. Or then you got rodents too. You got chipmunks, you got rats and mice that chew on your cables. So you got to be looking around for that kind of shit too.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that's got to be like checked on protocol, almost on by daily,
Oh, I see.
right? So, and by daily I mean like every other day. Make sure that everything, like all wires aren't chewed up. Make sure that your radiator is topped off to level.
Yeah.
um, Windshield wiper fluid, all kinds of other shit. You wouldn't believe all the stuff that we run out there on a daily basis. That if we didn't check, it could have been an issue. You know, it could be a small issue such as like fluid. You know,
Yeah.
and another thing is we don't have a lot of gas stations out there.
Mhm.
So our trucks, we equip them with like a diesel can and a gas can just in case we run out. We have enough gas to get to the next gas station, which is like almost sometimes it could get up to like 30 miles away from each gas station. So,
Oh, wow.
and sometimes
So
your
they're all
trucks.
pretty far away.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're distant. Sometimes your gas gauge will tell you, oh, you got 50 miles, and then next thing you know, you travel a little bit more, and just because you give it a little bit of gas, next thing you know, you got 30 miles in the fucking tank.
Yeah.
So it registers down how many gallons you run out of. So
I seen this video on a mechanic talking about the fuel pumps. So he basically says, well, he shows it. He has the tank open and he shows the video. But he says like when it's down to like 2 gallons, which is pretty much when it marks E, the gas level is like below a certain area in the pump.
right,
So if you drive your car like that often, what's happening is your pump's overheating because it needs the gas around it so it can, I guess, they can stay cool.
oh shit,
But yeah, that's one of the reasons why some fuel pumps go bad
right. I didn't
because
think of that. Wow.
you're always driving on E.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've always heard that too. That sometimes like especially if it's the cheaper gas or whatever is like in the gas, my residue.
Right.
and maybe get in the pump, and that
And
could fuck up
clog
the
some
pump.
shit.
Yeah, so that could happen
Damn.
too. But for the most part, yeah, that was I found that interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like so low that the fuel pump can barely absorb the gas.
Well, I see some stuff like if you have your gas like taken out, like your gas gun taken out, and if you're repairing it and you're looking at the seals and everything, you can almost see how much dirt accumulates right there. And whenever you get down to a lower level of gas, that's really what you're intaking. You know, a lot of that dirt, a lot of that rust, a lot of that fucking
Yeah,
shit that residue on top of the gasket. So you're
yeah,
really
that,
sucking
I
that
imagine
down.
so. Yeah,
So the more gas you have and try to take it off from the surface is probably better. I'm not sure how those things work, but
yeah,
I mean some mechanics have their logic for that kind of shit, you know? The more gas you have over above a quarter tank is better, you know?
yeah.
So that's good shit to know. Anybody out there is not a mechanic and me myself, I incline myself like I don't want to put too much gas in my car for somebody to fucking steal it and they're gonna get so far, you know? So on the weekends, my work truck, I shit you not, I put it like almost on E. I finish all my gas and then on Monday morning, then I'll pump again. Just in case somebody steals it, they don't go too fucking far, bro. I was look around the radius, you got about 10
that's
miles.
that's your security system
Yeah,
right
right there. It's secondary. Because you never know, man. Cal City is just, you got so many gas stations around there. You'll find them on the side of the road somewhere
there.
out of gas. So that's my logic, though. I mean,
Yeah,
I could be fucking it up, but then again, it's around. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It ain't my truck.
Damn.
So,
Would you ever get one of those electric cars?
oh man, I was looking at those things, and I mean, it could be efficient, but I could never see myself pulling up to my family saying, "I got an electric car." It's like say, "Hey, I'm gay." I couldn't do it, man. I seen a lot of cool like electric
I
cars, but
mean,
I'm
like
like,
the some of the Teslas are cool. I forgot which one it was, but it's supposed to be like their fastest one.
yeah,
I
no, they
heard
got a
like
couple
that's the
fast
one to
ones.
get. But
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I like is that it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to charge, and that's it.
Well, I mean, dude, the whole
No, no,
thing.
no, no. Not no, it doesn't take 20 to 30 minutes. It's about 20 to 30 bucks. I think 20
Oh
bucks to
fuck.
charge the whole thing
I mean,
versus
that's not bad.
paying versus paying like 80 bucks or like sometimes even 100.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that though. Me myself, I'm just so like last minute type of motherfucker that
Well, I mean I mean the longer you wait, the better it's going to get.
yeah, if you have a charger at
It's
night,
like
at home and shit, it'd be pretty cool. But
like I hear like there's electric cars in China that they're like fakes, dude. I mean they're companies, but they're like copying
oh
a
fuck,
fucking certain car, and they have like funky names, and they fucking catch on fire, dude. Some
what
of
the
their
fuck?
yeah, some of their electric cars.
Are they shipping them out here, or are they just staying
No,
over
they're
there?
from China. They're exclusively only in China.
Only in China.
Yeah, because then you know how in China they have stuff like they copy like the
Yeah, yeah.
original. Yeah,
Holy
they have.
shit.
I forgot the brands, but they have other ones too. Where like one of them's like Bugatti. It looks like Bugatti, but it's not,
Oh
and
shit.
it's a different brand and shit. But it's
Damn.
not like the. It's a different parts. You know what I mean? Different company.
Damn. I mean, I could imagine just buying the coolest fucking car, and next thing you know, you go to charge it, and it's got a fucking an Android charger. Ready to rip, man. Fucking a. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I tried to look into him. I like trucks, and I have a little Jeep, but I couldn't imagine myself buying an electric Jeep because I know how long they take to charge, and it's nothing like
Oh,
just
they have
pump.
Jeeps have electric
Yeah,
cars.
they have the one the car called the 4XC or something like that. It's four-wheel drive, but it's an electric vehicle. But I
Oh, I
mean, you can
see.
only get so much power out of that and get so far with it before you're
Yeah,
fucked.
that's true.
And really in the situation where you're out on it's a Jeep, you expect to go out to the forest, where you're gonna find a fucking charger out there,
Oh, so
you
they don't
know?
have them around there.
Nah. I mean, they're cool, but they're really useless. I've seen a couple of them out
Yeah.
in Mojave, and there's really not a lot of chargers in Mojave. You really got to own your particular one at home and charge it overnight for you to use it all day.
Yeah.
So, and unless you're going to be going home every day, because I don't know any camper that has a Jeep that goes home every day. They stay out camping 3-4 days a week. So
Yeah,
I see
that's
some of
true.
these like hardcore overlanders that go over there for weeks at a time, and I
Um,
wouldn't imagine owning one of them.
yeah, they got to perfect it to where like
Somehow,
has solar panels or
I was
something.
gonna say some fucking throw a solar
I don't
panel
know.
on the
I
roof
mean,
or
I don't
something.
know what the reason behind like why they don't have them already.
Right.
It only makes sense, but
Well, I think a solar panel can only produce so much power and output for it to charge it enough. I don't know how that works, but I would assume like having like a couple batteries already charged.
yeah,
I don't know if one solar panel would do all that job. So who knows? Maybe in
yeah.
the near future, maybe I guess they've already had like a grid where I'm not sure where. It's here in America though, and they travel as the car's charging. So it's a highway. It's a charging highway. I'm not sure where. I heard on the radio the
I've
other day.
heard I've heard of something like
I think
that.
it was Detroit that did that.
I think they at one point they were trying to do that on the streets.
Yeah, they were already doing that, and I'm
Like
not.
before they were gonna do it, they chose not to do it, but um, or I've heard that idea before too, where
The
like the
concept.
road is the charger.
They have already been coming out that idea for years, but like I said, just the other day I heard it on the radio, and it was like somewhere in Detroit, and Detroit is like always ahead of the game when it comes to fucking motors.
It's the Motor
So yeah,
City,
yeah,
dude.
Motor City. So these guys are probably like pioneering some shit out there we don't even know about. Who knows?
Yeah,
You know, and that's a cool concept because I mean, you really think about it, your commute to work every day, and how much time you got to emphasize into that. Like, how much time do you get for your coffee? And I estimate about myself 3 minutes. So coffee, gas, and fucking snacks. That's about 10 to 15 minutes, no matter what. But you think about inducing fucking another activity because it's not just like pumping gas or pumping electricity. You got to sit there for a little while. So now it becomes an activity. It
yeah.
becomes part of your morning. It becomes part of you got to leave
Yeah, I think it depends on how long it would last you.
exactly or how
And
far you can go.
yeah, I mean, I think that's slowly getting better, but that is the one thing though that the mileage, um, it might make it not worth it, or it might make it difficult just to keep charged.
It could be a good thing. It could just not be worth it. Who knows? We've been going on gas for so long that I mean I don't know if we're like running out of fuels or whatever, but they're really putting a stop to this shit to where I think in the next couple of years, the threat's been to where we're not going to have any more, gas vehicles. So,
I I mean, I've also heard coffee one day might go extinct,
oh shit.
like the
So
actual like coffee beans, but I mean, who knows?
who knows, man? Anything that really fuels anything, it could be anything between fucking
But I
like,
mean, yeah,
I guess water at one point, must have played a role in this shit because I mean, there was a documentary about some guy that was running motors off of water and all of a sudden he died, but I don't
yeah.
know how that went.
He supposedly ran out of the restaurant saying that he's been poisoned.
That's crazy shit.
But yeah, I know that story,
Imagine that.
and I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like the technology that Tesla had, to where if we went his route instead of Edison, um, we would probably have real, genuine wireless energy.
Yeah.
To the point where you don't have to plug in your phone. It's just automatically. As soon as you get into the house, your phone just starts charging. Just free energy, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
That would be something great. I mean, it's just depends how much
Because I think there's a video, right, where you touch something and the electricity flows, and then you touch something else and it lights the whole
is
thing through your
just
body. It's like you work as a
the
conductor or something.
conductor. Yeah, I've seen that shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, that would be like true fucking wireless energy.
That would be crazy.
Because I remember when, when the first wireless chargers came out for the phones, and I'm like, oh shit, you don't have to plug it in, right?
Yeah.
You still got to set it on the pad, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's still the same concept because it's not like you can fucking have it charged and you're still walking around the house using
Yeah,
it.
still charging. Right. Well, I got one of those little magnetic chargers where you still got to connect it with the fucking cable, and it's an Android cable. So,
Yeah, see what I mean? It's like it's
yeah.
not truly wireless. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it's magnetic wireless, but I mean, if it was a magnetic, I mean, you're still.
They're
I
like,
get it.
gotcha.
Ah, it's there, but it's not. I get it. Yeah, I know some people. I mean, like I said, it just becomes to where I mean, if you had magnetic charges everywhere, the fucking air was magnetic. Hell yeah, you'd be charging your phone. But
Yeah.
We haven't gotten there yet. And I mean, I don't know how much technology they're willing to put on this kind of shit, but I mean, if it's gonna become like bad to the human body to where you're just walking around a bunch of radiation and shit, just no, you're charging. you, you fucking, your phone's charging and everything else is wireless, but how much really, how much damage? I mean, unless there's a way to not damage anybody and fucking just continue
I
on with
I
your.
think something like that really goes down to like actual equations and freaking theories, I guess, because it's like I'm sure there's a way because you know how there's positive and negative energy.
Right, right.
So I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it, but it's like cracking a code. You know what I
This
mean?
guy probably probably already has a formula for it. It's like fucking positive and negative energy in the air. Next thing you know, it's just a fucking product that he throws up there, and oh, next thing you know, you got it.
Well,
You know
fucking Trump's I think his uncle, he worked for like the CIA. And he was the first one to arrive to retrieve Tesla's stuff.
that? Have you seen that fucking book?
So
The
it's
whole
like, what
fucking
the
yeah.
fuck?
So there's a book on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of that, but like the Baron Trump fucking
Oh
underground
yeah,
adventures or some shit.
about like time travel and shit.
And it talks about that, dude. It's crazy that you mentioned that because I was just reading that the other day. Not reading the book, but reading about the article.
Yeah.
And it's about like the kid that his name is Baron Trump and whatever. And somehow I don't know why, but everything lines up so perfectly and it's so fucking eerie that I mean it may just be something like that. I mean, touching of reality. And I mean, if you really I mean, if they got a book about it, and it's pretty exact,
It's just like
so
fucking The Simpsons. You watch certain things and that they predicted, and it's like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
next thing you're really actually believing this shit, bro. Because
You're
like,
like,
fuck.
what?
So we can watch The Simpsons. I
They
don't know what's
even,
coming up
I
next.
think they showed also when Disney bought Fox.
They showed a bunch of shit that
It's
was
like,
like,
what the fuck?
yeah, and I
Or
mean,
it's like fucking it was like already planned out, but they're just giving everybody like a little like sneak preview
yeah,
of the future.
so fucking weird. Now thinking about it, like, why The Simpsons? But I mean, yeah, no, I seen a lot of shit that was like, pretty much compared to like the cartoon and then reality, how it actually happened. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, because
almost,
even that they show a fish that has three eyes
and
and
there was one in
they
the
they
Indian
they,
Ocean,
they
huh?
saw one, yeah, that was near a plant and it had three eyes on it.
What the
And it's like,
fuck?
what?
Yeah. So I mean, we never know. We just might want to keep watching The Simpsons instead of the news. You know?
I mean, I
Shit.
think nowadays with the news, everything's like a lot more like you can you don't have to watch the actual like news channel. You know what I mean? Everything you could the information you can get it all from your phone.
It's all in a feed.
And there's so many different what's it called different different stories or different like pretty much different platforms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there's different versions of it too.
Yeah,
Because you
that's
might
what I
hear
mean.
one side too, and you fucking get to the bottom of it, and it's a whole different thing. Nowadays, the media is like trying to like catch you on something. Like you fucking read something and expect that, and you click, and it's a whole different fucking other thing. It's like
Have
clickbait
you
or something.
read those articles, dude? Where
Yeah.
like you read something, it has like a title, and then you read it, and at the end, the story is like
Nothing to do with
it
it.
has nothing to
It's
do
like I
with
read something about him, an artist resting somewhere. I thought he died, bro. I fucking clicked on that shit right away. Had nothing to do with it. Even that fool was
it
just
never
resting.
even, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, wait a minute, what just happened?
it's like what the fuck? You made me click for that.
Yeah, I've seen
So
those.
a lot of these articles, you'll see him like on a headline, and next thing you know, people are saying that because that's the first thing they read.
Yeah,
So a lot of that broken telephone shit.
yeah.
So
I would use that app, Newsbreak.
okay,
That one's really cool because it has you can like customize it to where you just read local
oh right,
news, and some of them are crazy. Like I was reading this one article that a guy freaking went on a stabbing spree,
oh fuck,
like down the street and shit. Like it'll be that local. Like you can just put your city as well, um, but just like all kinds of stories.
you said
Uh,
Newsbreak?
yeah, dude. And I found out that this one person that I went to school with in high school. I don't know if I told you about him, but he was running like I think daycare or babysitting company. And he apparently was freaking molesting the kids.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And he came out on that app,
That's
and it's
crazy.
because like it's local, it's
It's a
Orange
community,
County.
right?
Yeah. And yeah, dude, this guy like he he was on the article, and like he's pretty much screwed, dude. And it's like I didn't know the guy, but the guy was like he was kind of like I don't know, man. I wouldn't I kind of like a nerd, but not really.
Which is one of
Uh,
those things like in a town like this, you see him like, oh, I've seen this
like he
about the,
wasn't he wasn't like a person that was like popular or anything. He was just kind of just outcast type person, you know.
but it always catches people off guard,
Yeah,
shit like that,
yeah.
though, you know?
So that's my point. That
Yeah.
when I saw that shit on the news, is like, damn, dude, like what the fuck? I know this person, and like I've you know I've seen this person before in the past, and yeah, dude, when I heard about that, I'm like, damn, dude, you don't
Yeah.
know who people are, dude.
Same, dude. I mean, Moreno Valley was just like that because I mean, you remember over there, it's kind of like a small little community, like in the hills, and then you got like the Paris area, which is more like the industrial shit, you know. But a lot of these guys that I knew came like from Hammett and stuff like that. They were like, people that went to jail at one point, some way or another, they had like a criminal record of some sort.
Oh, I
So,
see.
and the company that I used to work with was like a second chance type thing where everybody that was there, like half of them were cool and half of them weren't. And what I mean was that some of them had a pretty deep, criminal record to the point where like they wouldn't even talk about it. It's pretty disclosed. So
Damn, just so
yeah,
this is some people don't get nervous around the person.
right, exactly. So the job site, well, the job where I used to work at was to be a metal factory doing air conditioning ducts, and we knew about this guy being incarcerated, but we didn't know why. So months later, it came out on the because you can go to the gas station and get those little like black and white like mugshot books of like all the people that are like have been arrested recently or in
Oh,
past
really?
incidents. Yeah,
I didn't even know about
yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't remember what it's called, but it was some sort of like a penny saver looking thing.
Oh,
You
okay,
go to the counter and pay like $2 for it, and you would look at all
interesting.
the incidents in Riverside County. Like this guy got
Oh,
stopped for
all
this.
in that area.
Yeah.
Oh
So
shit!
one time I went to the fucking gas station and I'm looking at it and I seen this guy's face on it, like right on the front page of it.
Damn, made the front page.
And I'm like, bro, I work with this guy. So I didn't even know, but I just
You
grabbed
take
it.
him the magazine. Can you sign it?
Yeah, I can't give me an autograph really quick. It turns out that like I took it without even like reading the whole thing, because I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. Got it for like $2, and while I'm going to work and I'm reading it, I guess this guy was like legit child molester. So now we were like all tripping out, and I
Damn.
went to my
And
well,
he survived in prison?
yeah, yeah, no, he got out of prison too. He didn't just survive it, but he got out, and then he was working
How the
within
fuck? Usually
regular society,
they
right?
usually try to stab those
I'm
people.
sure he got his ass beat or something, but I
Unless he
mean,
was in isolation or something. I don't know.
yeah, somehow they get protected by the you know by the force. But anyways, he had a full job. He was a really good guy, but one of my friends like snatched it right away. Said, "I'm gonna go tell all these guys," and he told all the guys in the shop like, "Hey, this guy's look at him right here. It says right here." He went and bought like another 20 of those at the gas station, and he
Damn.
put them all over the break room that day.
That's kind of fucked up though.
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, it is what it is. I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, you're just not really thinking about it. I had nothing to do with it besides buying the initial one.
Yeah.
But this other guy went and blew it out of proportion, and the guy was more protected than anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, okay, this is a second chance. He's working for. I mean, I never really saw it in a way like incriminate the motherfucker, but at the same time, kind of like give him his space because if he already did his time, whatever. I'm not inclining towards that at all or trying to protect him at all, but I feel it's better to not like disclose those people from them not to get fucked up because I mean, from a perspective of like an adult male, you would say, yeah, fuck him up and whatever, but then you got education, you got morals, and you got different perspectives of people looking at you for your decisions. So
Yeah, that's
a
true.
lot of us just rather leave that shit alone, and it's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's right. A lot of people get prosecuted for it, and that's just that. There's no more to it. This guy he looks like he was just trying to get his shit together, but Riverside County, all the way around is just like that. You know, you go on. There's an app that you can go before you purchase a home,
Mhm.
or when you go visit, and look at all the pinpoints of all the people that are child molesters or whatever past they had, and it'll tell you there. So
Damn.
yeah,
W
Riverside.
well, they have to, register themselves, right?
Yeah, they have to go to the registry, and I mean, I think once you get prosecuted for that, it comes automatic to where if you don't go register yourself, it's an automatic crime. So I'm not sure how that works.
But this is, like, in, like, Riverside area.
Right now, this was Riverside back in like 2010, 2012. It might be a little bit different now. You know, I don't know that
Yeah,
area.
yeah, especially nowadays, man, technology just advances too fast.
Right.
Everything
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
like, upgrading, like,
Too
instantly,
fast.
yeah.
You got people fucking scamming people that you think are legit people, you know, and they're,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
a decade worth of technology nowadays is pretty advanced.
yeah, no, it's no joke. I mean, just a few, I mean, what I can remember, we were just fucking teenagers a few years back, and we didn't have all this shit like fucking iPhones and fucking GPS
Yeah,
on
I
your
mean,
watch and shit.
even, like, with some of the equipment, like the mixer we're using, it's battery powered, so I just charge it.
That's the trip.
You know, I don't have to plug it in like the older equipment, you know what I mean?
Remember how many wires we had to
All the
deal with,
cables and
bro?
everything.
All
Yeah.
the fucking squeaking because the cables didn't work right.